Welcome back to Music News Mondays. Let's get on it. We're going to jump right into this puddle talking about Wes Scantlin. That was a Puddle of Mudd joke. He showed up on the news, again, walking out of another show, and you gotta wonder when this stupid shit's gonna stop. He walked out mid-song. I watched a video of it too. It's not very exciting or telling of anything, just stupid. He was singing She Hates Me, which was one of their hits. And it's a good song, Puddle of Mudd had a lot of success and they had the opportunity to do a lot of great things with their success, but this is what happens. Don't do drugs, kids. This is what happens when you do drugs. You end up making an ass of yourself and making yourself look stupid and in turn dragging everybody around you down. It's not the band's fault that Wes is being a dumbass. And they were only 4 songs into the set. Now see, the major problem I have with this is the disrespect that it shows to the fans. I don't give a shit what an artist is going through in their personal lives. If you're doing drugs because you're hiding from something or you're running away from something or you just want a rise and a buzz and it gets a little out of hand, you should not make your fans pay for that. They came to see you, to see your band. They're taking time out of their lives that they'll never get back to see you and to see your band. That needs to be respected, and you need to give them what they showed up for. Don't play 4 songs and then feel like, oh, I'm done here and walk off. In my opinion, I hope Puddle of Mudd finds a new singer, which it's kind of hard to replace a singer of a band, especially Wes Scantlin, who has such a unique voice and image. Whenever you think of him, you think of Puddle of Mudd, or you think of Puddle of Mudd, his, long hair and whatnot comes to mind, but either that or he gets cleaned up. They have more tour dates set up, which is intriguing. I don't even know why somebody would book that band right now, because it's ultimately going to end up costing more money than it's worth, because the band's going to show up and the band already gets paid. If they do traditional payment, a band already gets paid prior to showing up. They show up to the venue gives them a check before they even start load in, so that they know the funds are there. And then at the end of the night, the business recoups off of ticket sales and if they're selling alcohol, so on and so forth. I don't even know why a venue would take the risk on Puddle of Mudd, because you're just gonna piss off fans, and then you're also tarnishing the name of that venue too. People are going to talk about, whenever I went and saw Puddle of Mudd at XYZ venue, Wes just walked off the stage. And you don't want your name tied in like that. So hopefully that shit stops and they figure something out. I don't understand what their dates that are still on their tour list are going to be like, but if the band doesn't find a new singer, hopefully the band gets together and starts a new band, because just dealing with that kind of stupidity is just not an option, especially when this is your career. This isn't what they're doing for fun. It's not like you're playing flag football and somebody's being a dick, This is their livelihood. Something's got to change. Just because you're a rock star doesn't mean that you should be having brushes with the law and you should be walking off stage and you can do whatever you want. You still have a line to follow. Moving on, Metallica's bassist Robert Trujillo, I think it's Trujillo, his son is filling in for Fieldy, or Reginald, of Korn for their South American tour. He's 12 years old, playing with Korn. Sold out crowds in South America. That's insane. I mean, come on, why couldn't I be 12 years old? Another thing, and I'll put the picture up right here. Look at this. 12 years old, filling in for Fieldy in Korn, one of the biggest nu metal bands in the world. And I quit. And Robert says that he's very focused with what he's doing with Korn. The son's name is Tye, Tye, Tye. He says he's very focused with music, and that Robert never pushed music on to Tye, and that he came to it naturally. And Robert said if he ever did, he would help him with it. And look where it got. You know what, Robert? Help me with music. I'll fill in for Head or Monkey next time. It looks like you are wonderful at helping people with music, because you're 12 years old and you get to play with Korn. Fieldy is going to be returning to the band whenever they come back to the States in May. I don't know why Fieldy wasn't with them. May have been a legal issue, I don't know. And then also to touch base again on the Ghost lawsuit dispute thing, Tobias, or Papa, he did an interview just a few days before the lawsuit came out, and I wanted to touch base on that. It came out this week, this information, where he was talking how the band was never really formed as a band, and that the band that played, or the band that people came to know, wasn't even a band whenever the first album was wrote. And he said, this is a quote, "We never formed the band together. It was always sort of, I guess, a bathery sort of band, where there was people playing live, and the people playing live were not necessarily the same that played on the records." And he goes on to say that on Opus and Meliora, there was a drummer that had never even played with them live. So the drummer that if you've seen Ghost or you've watched live video of Ghost, the drummer that is there apparently wasn't even on the Opus or Meliora album. So that's interesting. So his stance was that he started the idea of Ghost and that it formed as a band over time, kind of like a snowball, and members have changed. He also said that here we are. None of the people in the lineup that was in November last year had ever played on 2010's Opus Eponymous. Whatever that word is, I don't know. And if that's the case, I mean, I don't know. I don't dig too deep into people's drama. But the lawsuit, there's a bunch of questions about the lawsuit, and a lot of people don't know what's going on. And, there's a lot of information out there that some of it's true, some of it's not. But realistically, if we break it down, nobody knows the facts that's going on except for the people who are involved. And like the saying goes, there's always three sides to a story. There's your side, my side, and the truth. That's a hypothetical statement. It's obviously not my side and your side. You see what I'm saying? So if Papa was the central idea behind Ghost to begin with, and the band formed afterwards, I can see where it's coming from, wanting the members to sign contracts saying that they're higher on musicians. I can't say I would necessarily take a different path if this situation was in my lap. With Stenosis, if I gather a band or a band evolves over time and this whole thing goes into a live performance setting, I wouldn't want the members to be equal share necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't be dicks to them, but in reality, it's something that I have created. And if the situation is similar with Tobias Forge, I can see where it's coming from. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Stenosis Music. Check out stenosismusic.net. Join the Stenosis Society. Thumb around on there, see what you can find. If you want to see more Music News Mondays and learn more about the life of a musician, then subscribe to the channel. Like this video, makes me feel good, and we'll see you next time.